going down.
All right, so today we're going to look on SQL. I'm not even going to pretend like I wrote these myself. I totally stole this from whatever this is.
Nice. CSE 544.
In fact,
We're going back in time.
We're going back in time, so this is 06. In case you haven't noticed, SQL has been around for a while, and it doesn't look like it's really going to leave. Although they keep coming up with different ways to do databases, but
Mongo.
Okay.
well, then there was they wanted to do object-oriented databases, but those didn't take off either. They want relational databases all the way. They want their databases to have relationships.
I'm sorry, object-oriented, that just sounds like a bad idea.
I think it was actually a far better idea than what we currently have, but whatever.
Or we could all go to JavaScript with MongoDB.
Or we could just use JSON and call it a day. or we could just use flat files and grep like God meant databases to be.
Wait, huh?
What?
Just put your data in a text file,
Oh.
and then you run grep on the text file. You're done. Because who here can't edit a text file? Well, now you have failed my course. All of it.
Depends on what kind of text file it is.
ASCII?
Okay,
Ah.
yeah. I can do that.
There you go. That'll be interesting. You create a text file, but you add a hash to it, like an MD5 hash. That'd
Yeah.
be pretty interesting as a database.
So then
It would just be a regular encrypted file, pretty much. A regular encrypted text file.
well, hold on. So the
As a
the text file would contain the MD5 hash of itself.
Oh, okay.
So then it would have to know its hash when it was computing. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, exactly. Because you can't change the sub, because by changing it, you then change the hash. So you got to be careful when you're crafting it.
Cool, man.
Fun, right?
Oh, but that would be amazing. Can be done. All right. So I stole this from whatever these guys are. By the way, how many of us have done SQL before?
Unfortunately.
So 2 of us.
I mean, I sort of.
You have not.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it. So something query language. I forgot what the S stood for.
Sequated query language.
Sequated.
Sequated.
Sequated. Really?
Something along those lines. My father was a database manager.
All right. Structured.
Structure. Close enough. Close enough!
So, wow, we have ANSI SQL, SQL 92, SQL 99.
Party like it's night.
Wow. Party like it's night.
Okay, the only one that actually heard of was the ANSI one.
I miss this class.
Data definite. Really don't care. Right. So you create tables and you can alter them, and then you can do queries against the tables containing data. Everyone okay with that? You make tables. You make a database. The database has tables. The tables contain your information,
And they manipulate them.
and then you move on from there. All right. So, for example, you might have a table inside of SQL with the title product, and the product has a P name, a price, a category, and a manufacturer. And then you may actually have items in it, like Gizmo, with a 1999. Gadgets is category, manufacturers, Gizmo Works. Then you have a second one, a third one, a fourth one. So a table has a name. It has its categories or columns, as might be better as the term is actually used in SQL or MySQL. And then you can actually have records or items, rows inside of the column. I call them records. Oh, good. It's going to label it for you. Table name, attribute name, tuples or rows. Wow.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Why did they name it tuples?
So when you ever talk to a database person, you'll find out really, really fast that they are not a programmer.
Yep.
And therefore, when they start explaining things to you, it's usually overly verbose and, yeah.
That's my father.
Yeah.
No,
Database
it makes
people.
so much sense.
Database people.
Oh, and I love schema. Can you stop using the word schema? I'm tired of this. All right, anyway. The schema of the table, the table name and its attributes, all right? Just say, because they say, I want the schema name of the product. I'm like, you mean you just want the attributes of the product? Stop saying this. But anyways, so the schema is just the table and the attributes, yes.
Personal question, is it more fun to deal with graphic designers or database people?
More fun?
I like graphic design, right?
Probably, yeah, I'd say graphic
Well,
design.
graphics design is fun because they take what you have and make it pretty. Database people are fun to mess around with because they're not programmers, but you still have to deal with them. So I don't know how to answer that question.
More fun to annoy.
Yeah, that's it. So a key is an attribute whose values are unique. And we use an underline to say the key. In other words, p name has to always be unique. Back here, you notice that you can have different items with the same category, but if the p name's unique, you can't have items with the same p name.
You mean it's a primary ID?
Right. I don't know why they choose p name in these slides. It's really just ID. Data types. This is where it becomes very obvious that these were not programmers. So you have atomic types. You have characters of 20, varchar of 50. What was the difference between character and varchar? I think character is set 20 and varchar it can be between 0 and 50.
Okay. What's the difference between big int, small int, and int?
Yes.
Big int is a big integer, small integer is a small integer, integer is just an integer.
This could all be stored in just integer.
Database people.
Database people.
Solid answer.
There we
My
go.
other one is, yeah, you have money, date time, and decimal.
I could see that. You can see
Except for that money is just decimal.
float.
Yeah.
It's really just a float.
Right. Anyways.
This almost reminds me of our programming language, where it's made up with a bunch of economists that don't know how to program.
Right. So that aside, every attribute must have an atomic type. An atomic type is, I don't know why they call it an atomic type. It needs to have a type. Okay?
Yeah, I was giving her a nitpick that time.
What?
I'm just getting to the point. Yeah.
Just accept the slides and move on.
Yeah.
All right? We're accepting the slides. We're moving on.
Where's Dr. Say?
Hence the tables are, yeah, I'm sure if she was here, she'd be.
All
I'd
over
fully
your case
accept.
right now.
Yeah. Why isn't she teaching this? All right, anyways. Wait.
She does! I said that to you earlier.
Oh, yeah, but this, yeah, but database management's not a prereq for this class, so we have to go through SQL.
And we also
So tables are flat. And we'll just, and for all sake of arguments, flat, AK, at least they're somewhat intuitive,
Yeah.
as opposed to relation. Anyways, a tuple's a record. I just call them a record. It's a row. All attributes of them are atomic. AKA, this whole row right here is a
That
record.
really should have came back to this row, right up to the slide.
Yeah, we're all talking about this one slide. A table is a set of records or tuples, like a list, but is unordered. No first, next, or last. So there you go. SQL query. We're not going to even do anything? All right, let's jump over to the code.
Yay!
So we're going to go into mysql-user root. I'm going to put in the password. I misspelled it? No, I got it. Okay. So I'm over here. I can type in show databases semicolon, and currently I have, let's see, we got information schema, inventory, MySQL, and performance schema. With MySQL in the latest version, the three that are built in are information schema, MySQL, and performance schema. The other one is one that I have made by myself just to mess around to make sure I haven't forgotten all those SQL commands. Let's go ahead and create a database for something. What would you like to create a database for?
Things that we hate
Computers.
most.
What?
Oh, wait, hold on. Things that you hate most in terms of database people.
Let's not go negative. Let's go
Things
positive.
that you like the best about Craig.
About Craig?
Let's do it. Let's
Reasons
do
why I
it.
like to annoy database people.
It's not going to be a very big database.
What do you like about it? Nothing.
All right.
No, I said I like to.
Come on, you've got to enjoy something. Some type of inventory.
Movies.
Create database movies.
Don't really have any inventories.
Show database. All right, so now we have a movies. Before we can actually manipulate the database, we have to tell MySQL to use the database. Use movies. Database change. Yep, that's
I like
it.
this. This is straightforward.
So-
No, don't
so
jinx
So
yourself
far.
just yet.
So
So
far.
far.
Now, what tables do we have? Okay, we'll go show tables.
You have to create the table, don't you?
Yeah, so we have no table. So we need to create a table.
Isn't
And
it
I
just
can't
create
believe.
table?
Yes, you do create table. Create table. And with SQL, you're supposed to make the keywords capitalized, even though you don't have to. You're just supposed to. And I can't believe that these slides don't have the creation. So we're going to go back to Google, and we'll just do MySQL. Wow, that was fun.
MySQL.
MySQL. Create, I don't know, authentication table. See what that comes up with. That is not what I wanted. Username, password table? No, I don't want to do that. No, that's for MySQL. Wow, these people are going to be terrible.
PHP. Death to PHP, I hope.
Death to PHP? No.
Nah, it's not going away anytime soon, I know.
PHP is fine. There are worse things in life.
Like
There we go,
VB,
my
Perl
guests.
scripts.
Or VB. God, I hate Perl.
Pearls. I hope they cleaned up Pearl. Wow, that's kind of
No,
cool.
they did. No, they didn't.
Pearl, yeah.
They didn't clean up Perl.
That's a running joke in Dr. Lynn's
Yeah,
class.
it's so funny.
What, Pearl?
Yeah. And then one day he's like, so you guys get to finally write Perl scripts, and we're all like, we don't know how to do that.
All right,
God
create
bless your
table.
souls.
When you're trying to do these commands, it's actually very helpful to write them inside of a text file first to make sure you don't mess it up, and then go over. So I'm going to do create table. We'll go. We'll just call it users, all lowercase. We'll have an ID be an integer of 6 digits, unsigned, autoly increment, and primary key, aka it's unique. We're going to give them a username, which can be from 0 to 30 characters and cannot be null. And then we'll give it a password, which again, 0 to 30 characters can't be null, and we don't care about their email. And sure, we'll give it a timestamp. So we'll go copy, pasta, enter. Hey, 0 is affected. So let's go back over here. We'll go show tables. Hey, we have a table. Now you have a table, you can also do describe users. And then it tells you what that is. Now let's make the screen a little bigger so it's not so absurdly ridiculous. There we go. Hey, ID, int 6, unsigned, not null, primary, default is null, and then we auto increment. Great. Okay. So if you want to add something to the table, you use the insert. Insert into user, and we're going to give it passing username and password, values. What should be the username?
Dylan.
Thanks.
Nice one name, Dylan.
Got it.
Got it. What should be Dylan's password? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see if I remember this correctly. Values. Notice I put those in quotes because they're strings, single quotes. I hit enter. Table movies user. Oh, because I need an S. Hey, one row effective. Affected. Now we can finally go back to this. Well, let's create another guy. Who else do we want to create?
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. Anyone else? John Doe. All right.
You need a Jane Doe. Go with John Doe.
Okay, we'll make a Jane Doe.
What if Josh is lonely? We need no Jane.
Well, if he's lonely, that means he needs somebody.
Maybe he likes to be a loner.
Okay, that makes more sense.
All right, so now a standard SQL query. And this is going to query against the database asking for something. So you want to select some attribute from one or more relations where you have some condition. So if I was over here and I go select everything from users, semicolon, that's going to return everything from users.
Cool.
If I select users where username equals Dylan, now we just have Dylan.
Nice.
If I do it where password equals 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's all those people. And if I recall correctly, I think you can put the star in here. So you could do star, doe, star. Nope, I totally lied about that. Nope, can't do that.
Oh, just like by a piece of the name.
Yeah, there was a way to do it with just a piece of the name. And I think the slides cover that. So select star from product where category equals gadgets would return. What would it return?
Everything.
Everything. It would only
You said
return.
just star from the product.
It would only return
All
two
products.
of the records: Gizmo and Power Gizmo.
There you go.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right. Man, we're doing amazing. Select P name, price, manufacturer from product where price is greater than 0. So what would that return? Greater than 100?
Single touch and multi-touch.
Yes, but what will of those? What will it return? Everything but.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Price, manufacturer, so category.
Everything but category. Notice that it did not return the category because we're only asking for the name, the price, and the manufacturer.
You're slowly losing us right now. Everyone's like, fall asleep.
This?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Everyone's like really dumb. Oh man.
All right, that's nice. So it is actually case insensitive. You don't have to use capital select. You can use lowercase. Same thing with product. But what is different is what's between the single quotes. And by the way, in MySQL, just use single quotes. Don't ever use double quotes. Sadness will occur.
For a second, I thought you said don't use Dylan.
Oh, it's percent. So you can do where username like percent dough.
Like, dude.
There.
Okay.
There we go. And then it returns that. So percent is like the clinging star, and then underscore is like a question mark. But of course, they have to be different. You gonna be okay, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I just know this stuff already.
So you can select a distinct category. What does distinct do?
Not everything. Distinct. It only gets. That actually I don't know.
Oh, so if you're
What
gonna
exactly? So I don't know everything.
Yes, a specific what?
notice how distinct. Let's see if we can get. Notice
Oh,
there's
it only
two
returns the
gadgets
category.
here: photography and household. But when you ask for the distinct on the
It only
category,
returns 3.
it only returns 3 because
All
it's not going to do
unique.
both the unique ones. You got it.
Craig,
So you could always do select distinct. Was it password from users? Because there's only one. Oh, you can order it. That's great.
Wait. Okay.
Specify the order.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm just trying to figure out why you wanted to do that.
Well, when you're developing, when you're creating a web page and you want to maybe order things from lowest price to highest price,
Ah, okay.
you have your
Don't
database.
they
Just,
already have coding for that though?
hmm?
Don't they already have coding for that?
No, they're database people.
No, the database can do that. They're saying the database can provide that facility. It's in the database, man. It's all about the database.
It's all about that data.
It's all about the data. All right, select distinct category from product order by category. What is that going to do? What would that return? Order by category. Yes. What would be first?
Gadgets,
Okay, then.
household,
Yep.
and photography.
Man, you're amazing. How about the next one?
Select category from product.
So it'd be Gizmo, multi-touch, power Gizmo, skill touch.
Select category from product order by P name. So what'd you say it would be?
Gizmo, multi-touch.
No. Select category.
Okay.
Would it be
Oh,
the same?
okay, so
Wouldn't the
category.
third one be the same as the second?
So it's
Hold on.
gadgets and then household, right?
You gotta be gadgets,
And then
then,
gadgets, household, and since it doesn't have distinct, so gadgets again. And
Mhm.
photography.
then photography. Yes. Y'all see what
Okay.
happened there? Because we're
Yeah.
actually just selecting the category and not the name. And then your question is select distinct category from product order. No.
Wait. Why is it say? Where is the order by P name coming
Right here.
in? Yeah.
Right there on the board. But that means you order it by the name. So if you're selecting all the categories, your 4 category gadgets, photography, household, but you're ordering it by P name, who would come first? Well, Gizmo, so you print off gadgets. Next would come multi-touch, so you print off household.
Mhm.
Then comes power Gizmo, so you do gadgets, and then single touch returns photography.
Okay.
If you make it distinct on the category, what happens?
You eliminate the one gadgets.
Yeah, you do actually eliminate the one gadget.
Which gadget would be?
Yeah.
The second one. The second one, yeah.
Okay.
Keys and foreign keys. What? Oh, so the key is something unique and
Yeah,
the
the
foreign key
primary.
is not? Okay, wow. Why would you do that? I don't know why they call this joins.
Because you're combining two. You join them together.
It's just a Boolean expression.
Yeah. Well, everyone has that.
But anyways, select P name price product company where manufacturer is C name and country is Japan and price is less than 200. Yay.
It is a Boolean expression, but you still have to join the two databases together.
Right.
Gonna be all right.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Captain. Good job, Captain Obvious.
All right, so what do we got here? Canon, country, knows. Oh, you have another. Notice the reason for this is the from is containing two different tables. So manufacturer, which is over here in product, and then country, Japan, is over here, and you're joining it by the what's right here between the manufacturers. You see what's going on there?
Good talk.
Good talk. More on joins. I don't want to do any more joins. All right, that's nice. I'm done with you. Oh yeah, this is unfortunately important. All right, tuple variables. So person, company, select distinct address from person, company where works for equals C name. Select. What are you doing here? Okay.
It's too much spacing.
Huh?
Too much spacing.
Well, it's just, I mean, this is what the SQL query actually means. Select A through K from R as S, X of 1. Let me see. R as X of 1. Well, that was weird. R2 as X of 2, etc. Or you have some conditions. What that translates into, you go from X of 1 all the way to X of N, aka you have these nice for loops going from all the possible variables inside of your database, checking condition. Then the answer is whatever you found so far unioned with if you found it, with what you just found.
It could take a long time.
It can take a long time. That's why databases use data structures that do not require arrays. This is what you'd have to do if your database was an array, which would be a terrible solution. Yeah, so most of the time they use a B tree, which is far more efficient. An unintuitive query. All right, select distinct r.a, rst, where r.a equals sa and r.a equals ta. What does it compute? What?
I have no idea.
What does that matter?
Stinks, okay.
So you're just getting whatever r.a is, checking if the two a's from r and s are the same, and same thing with t, making sure that .a is the same. So you're just getting one. What?
S
No.
and T.
Nothing.
S and T.
Yeah, it's the intersection. Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
Okay, why is Disney Y in there?
That's the empty set.
Does this see why?
Isn't that
It
a
looks
Greek
like Disney
sign?
Y, okay.
Hmm?
Isn't that a Greek sign? Greek for something?
I know it's
Isn't that a
I just don't
lowercase
know
sigma
the
or
name.
something?
Sigma? Yeah.
No,
Subqueries,
it's
I don't really
meaningless.
care. Why are we talking about this? Removing duplicates, questions, blah, blah, blah.
You're the one that got the PowerPoint.
Oh my goodness, this is just going to keep going.
I feel bad for these students.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever's
Who does this?
Oh man.
Okay.
Alright, I'm done with these slides.
Yay! Existential.
Existential
Existential. Alright, so now here's your create tables. What if we wanted to, what are we doing here? Movies. What if we wanted to create a movie table to represent a movie? We've created username, users, so that people could possibly log in with a username and password, and they have an ID, and we know the time that they created their last password, because we've time-stamped it. But now we want to create a table to represent a movie. How would we go about doing that?
Create table?
All right, create table movies. Now we're doing awesome. Create table movies.
Moves.
It's whatever I wanted to be called, alright? It's all good.
As long as you
Whatever you want.
misspell it everywhere. All right. What should be in this thing?
The title of the movie.
All right, so we got title, and what should that be?
Mulan.
No, what? No.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
so it should be
movies.
50 characters long.
Okay, Varkar.
Yeah.
Can it be
Just
null?
have a string.
Yeah, not no. Is there any movies that don't have a title? Ever?
Yes.
There has to be at least one.
Yeah, probably some like European movie, probably.
Oh, really?
Okay. Cool. Moving on. Title and then genre.
I don't even know how to spell genre.
Yeah.
G-E-N-E.
Yeah, that's how you spell it.
There you go.
Another jar Varkar.
It's like 30 characters.
All right.
Not very long.
Can it be null?
Not no.
Wow, I'm gonna have to give it a genre.
Author.
Year.
Director.
Yeah, director and then year.
That can be null.
Rating.
Director?
Yeah.
How can a movie be made without a director?
A pseudonym.
Ooh.
What was
Director
that?
rating.
See what he did there.
If it's M. Night Shyamalan.
What was the next one? Rating.
Yeah, rating.
All right, let's not get too
That
crazy.
can't
here.
be null.
We should just do year instead of rating, but it's fine. It's
Well,
whatever. It's a
Well-
lot simpler.
Have-
like,
okay, just
move on.
add
Yeah, year.
year, then genre.
Maybe just an int.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, we're done.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's see if it worked correctly. Woohoo! All right. All right. So how would we put something in it?
What do you recommend?
Insert into movies. And what are we inserting into the movies?
Movies.
Title, genre, director, and year, values. All right, what's the title?
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's a lot to type, but alright.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice. What genre is that? That's sci-fi.
Comedy / sci-fi.
I'm going to go with just comedy.
Alright.
Who was the director of that movie?
No
M. Night
idea.
Shyamalan.
Let's put some British guy.
Some British guy.
Woody Allen.
British guy.
Boom.
What year was that movie?
Don't look at. I don't know. I just.
1337.
1738.
Well, it came out.
2006.
No, I was.
Same.
Yeah,
before that.
maybe.
No, I'm feeling 2006.
Whatever. 06 is fine.
I can't remember if that was in my undergrad or not. 2005. All right, let's see if that works. Woohoo!
Hey.
All right, let's do another one. What's the next one?
Inception.
Inception. That was not a comedy.
Oh, so horribly.
What is it? Horror? I don't know if it's horror.
No,
Science fiction.
thriller.
Yeah, thriller, yes.
No, was it thriller? Was it still done by some British guy?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess.
Okay. What year was it?
2011. Back in 11.
Way back in the day now. All right. Now, if we wanted to mess around with this database and we got random access to it, like from a SQL injection, which is where we're going to be going with this, and we wanted to, I don't know, mess around with people, maybe change the day, the year, what command could we run?
Drop all tables.
Sudo / rmrf.
I don't understand that at all.
You're basically deleting the whole operating system.
Update table. I never remember these commands. Who does? Update.
No idea.
Okay, that sounds great. So we'll update movies. And what is it? Set something? Set
and then whatever
where? Okay.
What category I guess we want to
Set year equal to.
06. Or whatever you,
Yeah, we'll do
1979.
1979, where title equals Inception. All right.
Cool.
Select star from movies. Let's see if that did it. Haha.
Nice.
So we got access to a database. hopefully now you can see that you can change the price of something and then
Get away with it.
get away with it.
Or for those meddling kids.
Or change people's username and password. Or possibly grab someone's username and password. Could we just do select star from, what was it? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course, normally that'd be some hash in there. But then we just talked about hash cracking. So, yeah, might be able to get something from there. Okay, cool. So that's the basics of SQL.
I'd rather change the password just to mess with their head.
Just to mess with their head. Alright, so update users password equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where, actually, no, let's just do that. Oh,
Should be users, not user, right?
users, yes. Nope. Update. Oh, we have to use set. Set.
Update has to be all caps too, I think.
It does not have to be all
Oh,
caps.
oh.
SQL is case insensitive unless you're using single quotes. Hey, there we changed everyone's passwords. Wasn't that grand? All right. Any other questions? Good. We'll just do SQL. And we're done with this.
It's not gonna lab out real fast.
Huh?
So it's not gonna lab out real fast. Call it a day.
Yeah. So, whoop, let me stop the recording.